வணக்கம். HD கனடாவின் இன்றைய முக்கிய செய்திகள். இலங்கை செய்திகள்.
இலங்கை சமூகத்தில் ஒற்றுமையை மேம்படுத்துவதற்கு அரசகர மொழிக் கொள்கையை விரிவாக்க நடைமுறைப்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று பிரதமர் தெரிவிப்பு. அரசகர மொழிக் கொள்கையை விரைவாக நடைமுறைப்படுத்துவது பல மொழி பேசும் இலங்கை சமூகத்தில் ஒற்றுமையை மேம்படுத்தும் என பிரதமர் தினேஷ் குணவர்த்தன தெரிவித்தார். சம்பந்தப்பட்ட அனைத்து நிறுவனங்களும் திணைக்களங்களும் இது தொடர்பில் பயனுள்ள நடவடிக்கைகளை எடுக்க வேண்டும் என அவர் வலியுறுத்தினார். கொழும்பில் இன்று நடைபெற்ற தேசிய மொழிகள் சமத்துவ மேம்பாட்டு செயல் திட்டத்தினால் ஏற்பாடு செய்யப்பட்டிருந்த கருத்தரங்கில் உரையாற்றிய அவர், பல்வேறு சமூகங்களை உள்ளடக்கிய எந்தவொரு தேசத்தின் ஒற்றுமையும் ஒருவருக்கொருவர் தொடர்பு கொள்ளும் திறனை பொறுத்தே அமையும் என்று குறிப்பிட்டார். மொழி என்பது மக்களின் மறக்க முடியாத உரிமையும் கூட. தொடர்பாடல் உரிமைகளில் கருத்து சுதந்திரம், ஒருவரின் சொந்த கலாசாரத்தில் பங்கேற்கும் உரிமை, மொழியியல் உரிமைகள், கல்விக்கான உரிமைகள், தனியுரிமை மற்றும் ஒன்றுகூடல் உரிமை ஆகியவை அடங்கும் என்றார். நான் இன்று கோல்ஃபேஸ் ஹோட்டலில் இருக்கின்றேன். ஒரு வருடத்துக்கு முன்பு காலி முகத்திடலில் உள்ள இந்த இடத்திற்கு வெளியே அராஜகம் காணப்பட்டது. ஜனாதிபதி ரணில் விக்ரமசிங்கவின் தலைமையின் கீழ் மக்களின் ஆதரவுடன் நாட்டில் சட்டம் ஒழுங்கை மீட்டெடுக்கவும் மேலும் பொருளாதார ஸ்திரத்தன்மையை மீட்டெடுக்கவும் முடிந்ததை நான் இங்கு நினைவு கூறுகிறேன் என்றார்.
I'm really delighted to be here today at the opening of this NLEAP symposium. This is a time to celebrate achievements and highlight the impact this initiative has had on reconciliation, social cohesion, language rights, and gender equality. Canada is a long-standing partner of Sri Lanka in its journey to advance language rights. It's something we know about as Canadians. We're pleased that our experiences as a bilingual, multicultural country which sees diversity as a strength can offer support to another diverse country like Sri Lanka in implementing its official languages policy. Language has the power to build society, to share ideas, thoughts, and feelings, to communicate interculturally. It also has the power, if we are not careful, to sow division. Assuring language rights in multi-ethnic and multicultural societies such as ours affords minorities respect for their cultural, ethnic, and religious identities. Implementation of an official languages policy by a society and its institutions enables linguistic minorities to see themselves as integral to the country as a whole. In Canada, our Official Languages Act came into force in 1969. Implementation has always been and still is a work in progress, but now, in 2023, we can say that linguistic tensions that prevailed in Canada 50, 60 years ago have greatly diminished. At the same time, in working on our own reconciliation process and coming to terms with very difficult aspects of our history, Canada is increasingly recognizing linguistic dynamics related to languages of Indigenous peoples. Ultimately, we believe our differences can strengthen us and bring us together, but it takes effort and it is not always comfortable. Making these efforts to bridge linguistic divides, to respect language rights, and to become bilingual or multilingual as a society, these are ways to heal ethnic divides and achieve reconciliation and social cohesion. In Sri Lanka, the official languages policy enshrines the right of every citizen to access public services in the official language of their choice. Effective implementation of this policy requires participation of all ministries and departments of the Government of Sri Lanka and all levels of government, including local authorities, as well as collaborative, constructive cooperation between diverse partners. Under NLEAP, we have witnessed the tremendous work of staff across government, across different levels of government, to implement the official languages policy. The leadership provided by successive ministers and secretaries and the ministry team have been a source of strength in guiding project implementation, and I would like to appreciate them and express congratulations for their efforts. Implementing the policy also requires increasing capacity to translate to and from Sinhala and Tamil. We have seen 4 universities establishing degree programs in translation studies under this project and producing groundbreaking research, for example, on how language rights intersect with gender equality. We've also seen increased awareness and action to demand services in the official language of choice from civil society organizations supported through the National Languages Fund. So for all this work, I would like to recognize and congratulate our implementing partner, Alinea International, in teams both in Canada and Sri Lanka for their professionalism and dedication. They have steered this project through tremendously challenging times, such as the COVID pandemic and more recently, economic crisis. Well done, Alinea. I know the government of Sri Lanka have requested continuing support on language policy implementation, and our global affairs team, both in Colombo and at Ottawa, are exploring possibilities for future collaboration. We look forward to how that evolves, but rest assured, you have a supporter in this High Commissioner. For now, I hope this symposium provides an occasion to take stock of achievements, share valuable lessons learned, and explore innovative ways to implement the official languages policy in future. It will continue to be a central piece to reconciliation, healing, and prosperity for all Sri Lankans. And I wish you productive deliberations in the days to come. Thank you. Merci. Stuti Nandri.
Firstly, I appreciate being able to be here at this symposium, which has contributed heavily and supported Sri Lanka's policy on official languages. In implementation, many areas have been covered. Cohesion of any nation comprising different communities depends largely on the ability to communicate with each other. Language is also an inalienable right of the people. Communication rights involve freedom of opinion and expression, participation in one's own culture, linguistic rights, rights to continue education, privacy, as well as assemble. Excellency, I was pleased to hear that the NLEP project was coming to an end, but the assurance that we would work to continue the project, for which I thank you and the Canadian government on this special area that we could continue to work in. The official languages policy of Sri Lanka has been formulated with this vision. Its objective is also to enhance acceptance by the Sri Lankan women and men of the cultural diversity in the country. If I may recap, I'm in Gold Face Hotel. 1 year ago, outside the Gold Face Green was anarchy. Let me recall, under the President Ranil Wickremesinghe, we have been able to restore, with the support of all our citizens, law and order in our country, and also bring results in economic stability on which we will be able to move forward. The National Languages Equality Advancement Project was launched by the Professional Learning Community, the PLC, to assist Sri Lanka to achieve the set objectives. The NLEP project has served as a forum for academics, students, professional, public service, media, to focus on specific challenges relating to the multilingual nature of Sri Lanka and gender-based barriers, and to find solutions to them. I'm glad to note academics representing the UGC as well as the several universities who are represented here have been involved in the implementation of this invaluable project. Excellency, Director, my Secretary, if I may also be realistic, we are also behind our targets. I remember as Deputy Minister of Education 20 years ago, under the presidency of Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, a project was launched in the universities to train and educate, to have translators. We are far behind even now. We have not been able to deliver. But NLEP has been a continuous project, moving on from one target to another, that has been able to concentrate on some of the areas that were lacking and bring results. So I hope, as Prime Minister, I would appeal to the universities to rethink and to awaken themselves of the crisis that our young men and women in the universities face. Open up for new areas, which is the necessity in university education, and for which I'm sure the NLEP will be an added asset. Overcoming the communication barriers also help for speedy economic development and ensuring uniformity in development. That in turn helps to reduce poverty and improve economic and social equality. Sinhala and Tamil-speaking women and men throughout Sri Lanka, working with the government of Sri Lanka and the private sector and civil society organizations, the project has worked towards strengthening gender-sensitive bilingual communication skills of the public servants, improve the capacity of key ministries to deliver public service in both official languages at national, provincial, and rural level. We have to achieve a fair amount in order to fulfill our completed plans. So I hope the director, as you mentioned, would be once again able to work with the government, Ministry of Public Administration, the Language Commission, with the assistance of the Canadian government, in order for us to increase the awareness of languages, diversity, language rights, increase the ability of the citizen to communicate in the official languages. The NLEP has served as a platform to the academics in the relevant field to discuss the challenges they face and to collectively identify solutions with the support of the expert from Canadian counterparts. Once again, may I take this opportunity to thank the Government of Canada for generous assistance provided to this project, which has helped Sri Lanka to speedily implement the official languages policy. Thank you.